Hello again, beautiful humans. After a bite of lunch, I asked hubby to take me out to where the cabin was on the camp lot next door to us, and I'm standing on it right now. So I will turn the camera around and give you a look. And here's the view from the cabin site. It's a relatively flat area, and the bedrock is right underneath. So here are some of the pilings for the cabin. Poured concrete pilings, about 8 to 10 inches high. Here's a piece of a window frame. Looks like an old broiler pan or something from a stove. That's metal I didn't have to dig for. Here's a big hunk of iron, sheet iron. And over here, this huge rock. When my husband was a child, he used to play with the children from the camp because the cottage is just that way. There's the lake. You can't see our dock from here, but the cottage is just over there. And so he and the kids used to play on this rock, and he suggests that there's bound to be stuff dropped there. There's a big sheet of iron that my stepson hauled out of the ground, exposing this ant's nest. So yeah, I think there's going to be plenty of scope here. There's some iron artifacts down here. Let's see how gracefully I can descend this. Not very. So here's some relics. Apparently this is a propane stove, and that is a propane refrigerator. So those would have been left over from the camp. Apparently this was used as a camp up until the late 1960s. There's that big rock. I'm turning around again. There's the lake. And there's little Urkel. Urkel's decided to keep me company, even though the boys went back to the cottage. Hey, Urkel. All right, well, I'm going to get swinging. There's also some old barrels and stuff down in the gullies. There's another one of those pilings. Let's see if I can locate it for you. Right there. And there's another one over there. And there's another one there. And another one there. Interesting. Once you start looking for them, you can see the unnatural cylindrical profile. All right. Well, let's get swinging and see what I find. Here's Urkel the Wonder Dog. Hey, Pup Pup. Oh, yeah, you're so cute. All right. I'll let you know when I find something interesting. I just realized that there's a beer can down here. Look. Old Vienna. Ah, it's modern. But it's been here long enough to completely white out where it was in the sun. That's it. Well, this doesn't look like a coconut palm to me. But see what I found right underneath it. Somebody must have been having some kind of pina colada party. This is a pretty solid signal, 24, 25. Repeatable both ways. Not sure what this is. It's close to the surface. Let's see. This is probably a modern drop, if anything. Oh man, it's a big chunk of foil. What? Arg. Well, whoop-de-doo. Well, it didn't exactly cover me with glory. All right. 24, 25 is foil. Well, that's good to know, I guess. Into the pouch with it. Somebody was eating pie. Three aluminum pie tins. Oh, this is older. Check out that. This is a steel can with an aluminum top. Huh. All right, well, I guess that pie party was a while ago. Oh, here's more. Huh. 5 aluminum pie tins. All right. Some days, you know, I just feel like a garbage collector. However, I think it's good to get this stuff out of the woods. Just find at the base of this sapling. Oh my gosh, it's part of a clock. It's the face of a clock. And that's pottery and glass and glass and pottery. It's part of an old plate. What the heck? I should have brought a backpack. This is going to be a lot for the pouch. What do you know? This is why detectorists wear gloves, people. You never know. Glass, I'm going to put it in this pan. Now the question is, was this one of those quaint little plate clocks? Looks like rubber hose. Maybe I've got into some kind of dump site. Ouch. Well, now I have a slit in my glove. That is metal. I thought so. Look at this cool edge. I don't know what that is. And it's right under a root. This should be interesting. I can't get it out. This tree is growing right over it. But I think what it is the back of that clock. I'll have to come back with a bigger shovel. I can't get this out either. It's a grating. Let's see how far it wiggles. I'm going to leave that for now. Well, here at the base of the rock, I found another can from the 70s, a part of another can, a larger can, and this, which looks like a camp fuel can. I gouged it with a shovel, but I can still see some writing on it. And that looks to me like the number 4. I'll see if I can clean it. Oh, I did gouge it. I'll see if I can clean it up at home. It's full of soil, so it's super heavy. And see what's written on it. 4-star pure boiled linseed oil. Huh. That's used for finishing furniture. The plot thickens. Well, here's another can from the 70s again. I'm thinking that this was a hangout for Utes after the camp left and the cabin was removed. I imagine the local yokels congregated here for their booze parties. I believe I have found a dump site because here is 4-star's brother, and there is still boiled linseed oil in it. My hands now smell like oil paint. Martin Senor Company, Sherwin-Williams. Okay, well, Sherwin-Williams is still a Canadian paint supplier. This is still full of oil. Yikes. I don't know what I've got here. And I don't know if I can get it out. It goes back a ways. It's really hard to dig here with all these roots. I don't want to break it, but I also don't want to dig. Oh, here it comes. What is it? Oh my gosh, it's a table knife. It is a whole table knife. Oh, that's hilarious. Holy smokes. Well, that's a new one for the books. I'm glad I dug that. Again, at the base of a tree, at the base of this rock, here's another can. This, I can't make it out, but it looks, I see a garbage can down there. I see what looks like an outhouse up there. So I'm thinking this is some kind of sanitizer. These look very much like 1960s vintage stuff, so I'm thinking these are actual relics from the camp. I thought this was the rim of another one of those oil cans until I found this. It's the top of a can of sardines. This is what Urkel looks like after he's been through the woods. Hey, bub. Wow. He is going to need a bath and a combing and a check for ticks. Ah, little Urkel, you've brightened my life. This aluminum baking pan rang up pretty high. $99. It wasn't very far under the ground. Here's what was in it. About an inch worth of pine straw litter, which I will put back. Well, this was a slamming overload signal, as you can well imagine. It's the granite-ware bottom to an oven. It was just over here. I found the edge to it and just hauled away. This looks like shingles. But listen. There's something under it. More shingles. Oh, there is something under it. What is that? Oh man, it's the top of a can. A paint can? Huh. I don't recognize that. There's something under here too. Yeah, there's a washer. Is that it? No. Oh boy, it's hard to dig here. And I got a fly buzzing around me. And I just got a bunch of sand in the face. I don't think I'm going to last very long at this location. I'll have to do it in gentle degrees. Ooh, hang on, I just scraped against something. Shush. Is that rock? Looks like it. Oh, what's this coming up? I like things that come up in sheets like that. Huh, it's just the roots. What the heck? There's some more pottery. This either keeps shifting. There's some more pottery. Yeah, and a leaf. That's not pottery, that's bark. And the requisite rusty nail. That's it. I'll have to have a look at that can top. I'll take that home and see if I can figure out what it is. Here's another overload signal. It sounds hollow. Oh, it's more of those shingles. Well, let's see. Well, that's just embarrassing. I came upon this huge pile of old asphalt shingles just under the moss. And I chased a signal and chased it and chased it. And of course, what do you suppose it is? What do you think it would be? Do you think it would be a roofing nail? Do you think it would be a roofing nail? Yeah, me too. Huh. Wow. Now how do I put this plug back so that it looks like I was never here? Don't know. But the lake sure is pretty. This rang up nice and high because it's a crunched up piece of aluminum, but look what else I found. That looks like the plastic, part of a plastic spoon bowl. Remember those old Dairy Queen spoons? Over by the pilings for the cabin, I found this iron tray with a sort of a handle thing on it, or a strap to hold it onto something. Another hunk of shingle. This looks like it might be out of a stove or something. I also found a couple more beer cans. I'm making a little cache here. I don't want to drag all this home. I think these cans are from the 80s. They've got that sort of, you know, like clothes iron shaped pull. See how that's oxidized, that aluminum. How pretty and white that is. come back another time with a backpack or a garbage bag and haul all this stuff away. Some of the sheet iron is too big for me to carry for sure. This was a fairly lively iron signal, and rightly so, since there were two things in the plug. There was the usual rusty nail, but then there's this little hook thing. I have no idea what that would be. If you know, please let me know in the comments. This rang up with a determined 42 in both directions, and it's an old style pull tab. This is not a style I'm familiar with. It's more square in the handle than what I'm used to. I'm going to clean that up when I get home. This was another solid 40 signal. I believe it was a 45 under the moss here. I just had to pull it away essentially, and I came up with the mystery ball, and I know it'll be another pull tab, but this one has some orange or copper on it, and it is well entrenched with roots. So I'm going to set the camera down and clear this away, and then we'll see what we've got. So here it is. The tail has broken off. I checked the hole. It isn't in there. I don't know whether this was intended to be two-tone or whether the red is just worn off, or whether the red is just toning from the ground. Maybe hubby will recognize this. I'll ask him when I get home. Before this got so overgrown, this was the route down to their swimming area. Those junipers are really prickly, especially on shorts, so I am not going to do much there right now. I'm about done, actually. I think I'm going to head back. Of course, if I hear a slamming signal along the way, you know me. I'm on my way back to the cottage, but of course I'm still jumping at signals, and this was one of those weird kind of all over the place signals. It had numbers that didn't make any sense to me at all, and it's some kind of latch, drawer pull, window latch. Looks like there used to be screw holes there. That is cool. Well, you can see I'm pretty close to home now. There's the hammock and the dock. And this was quite a big overload signal right here by this giant pine tree that has a small pine tree right next to it, growing out of it practically, right near the shore. And look at this. It's a spill of nails. Somebody was building something here. They spilled like a dozen nails. That is so cool. I'm going to leave those there. I know where they are. Well, I am really hot and tired and thirsty, extremely thirsty. But here's a signal I just don't want to ignore. That little peep. My gut tells me that it's aluminum, but my heart wants it to be a silver. And it's such a sketchy signal, but I'm still gonna dig it. Well, it's late afternoon here at the lake. And I'm just about done. Boy, that was a tiring hunt, but welcome to the wrap-up. Some of this I found nearer to the cottage. This big wad of hardware cloth. About 3 feet of rusty chain. This long aluminum thing is probably from the TV antenna again. Surface find, a Miller Genuine Draft can. This was over more toward the camp lot. President's Choice Gourmet coffee can, that's fairly recent. And the remains of an old can, which certainly is not recent. Now over on the Y lot itself, I found tons of rusty stuff, rusty nails, rusty wire, old cans, my drill bit, that big S hook, lots and lots of bottle caps. Most of these weren't on the camp lot, actually. They were between the cottage and the camp lot. I think that my husband and his brother had parties over there with their friends. Aluminum pull tabs, some of them quite old. 2 chunks of copper pipe. Foil. This little folded up piece of stuff I just thought was trash, but it's got these 4 little hooks on it. So they obviously attach to something. I don't know. Let me know if you know. I have no idea what this is. It's obviously a gazinta of some kind. It looks as though, you know, almost like squared lumber or something would go into that. Just a label riveted onto it, but I can't make anything out. Foil. Usual things. This, I think, I was sure there was a sort of design on this. I almost thought I saw a face, but I think what this was is the inside of a paint can lid. So that's not a design, that's just paint. There's another piece of the rim. I found the top and key assembly for a can of sardines. This I thought might be a window pull or a drawer pull, but I think it's the receptacle end for a night latch on a door. The spring part would go in there. I found some crockery, dinner plates. This weird clock face. Look at those funky letters. That's from the 60s for sure. And I showed you me digging that out of the ground. I'm pretty sure that the metal back is stuck under that tree root. I checked with my husband, and this is something to do with the light that was near the top of the dock. And the best thing of all, I found this whole table knife. And it actually says, if I can pull it up, oh, can I get it to focus? It says stainless, and it certainly is, except the handle. Yikes, what a mess. But the stainless steel knife blade did not corrode one bit. How cool is that? So then the last couple of things, this little hook assembly, I have no idea what that is, whether it's part of a clock, part of a motor, I have no idea. If you know, comment below. And over near the boats, the hammock over there, I found this nifty spark plug, and it says Champion J4J, and my husband says this is the spark plug for the Johnson 40 horsepower engine that was on the back of his father's 1967 Starcraft boat, which cost $2,000 in 1967, when the land that this cottage is on cost $1,007 in 1959. Inflation? Maybe. I bet that was a really good boat. Anyway, the clock is telling me it's time to wrap this up. Thanks for coming with me on this hunt. Talk to you soon.